Hi, this is Paul Acevedo of Windows Phone Central, here with a video review of Paper Racer for Windows Phone 8. It's an indie racing game from Black Coal Studio. Now the main single player mode is Racing Season. You can select from all these different tracks. At first you only have one or two unlocked, and then you have to complete the others to unlock more. They're divided up into 3 cups. There's a total of 16 tracks. You can select from easy, medium, or hard difficulty. Let's see, I also need to select a car. We'll go with this guy. As you can see, everything's either hand-drawn or photographed. The control option I've got here is a virtual stick. You just have to point the stick in the direction I want to go and the car moves that way. It's not the best handling ever, but you get used to it. The track is littered with little objects like pencils that you can actually bump into and knock around. They all have physics. And there's paint spilled on the track in several places. You'll slide around through that. Cool little effect. And you just have to complete all 3 laps to win the race. Come in first or whatever. You go a lot slower if you get off the main track. Finish the race, and instead of saying first place, it said 1 place, which is kind of weird. This game's English is not very good. It's not the worst ever, but it's awkward in several places. Besides the racing season, there's a time trial mode in which you race all by yourself, and then your score will be compared against the world leaderboard, which is a cool option. However, you can't actually just select the leaderboard. It looks like you're supposed to be able to, but nothing ever comes up. There's also a multiplayer mode. This is online multiplayer. You can either host a game or join a game. Here it's called client and server, as if it were a 90s PC game. You can name your server and password protect it if you want. Then, unfortunately, nobody tends to be online, but it is cross-platform multiplayer, so if you had a friend with the iOS version or Android, you could race against them. Now, probably the game's coolest feature is the ability to create your own car. You can do it using a photo on your phone, or take a new picture. The idea is that you draw a car, then photograph it. Unfortunately, it's showing an iPhone right there. So that's what we're going to do real quick. Here I have a little drawing of Tim Burton's Batmobile I did, unfortunately not colored. And I'm going to import it into the game. So I line it up, tap the screen to take the picture, and it gets imported. Let's see how that turned out. Not facing the right way, I need the car to point up, so I rotate it. And there we go, I've got a little Batmobile. And then you can even export it by publishing the QR code on Twitter or Facebook, or just saving it and putting it somewhere else. So that is a pretty cool aspect of the game, which I like. By the way, there are 3 control options. You can have the thumbstick on the left, the right, or a default in which there's an acceleration and brake button. Let's give that a quick look. So I got left and right steering buttons. Don't really like their placement, but what are you going to do? Then you have an acceleration and brake button down here on the right. They worked fine, but I really would like an auto accelerate option. That's just a standard thing in touchscreen racers. why make us keep track of an extra button when you don't really have to? But still, Paper Racer is a fun little game. It's nice and indie, but the art is actually pretty well done despite its apparent simplicity. If you like overhead racing games, or if you just like a creative racer like this, it's definitely worth a buy. Thanks for watching. Read the full review at wpcentral.com.